Are you asking us to approve the design tonight, or?
Not at all. I think it was to help. There's a, before you is an ordinance that basically get, tonight, I think it's the permission, since it will be built on village property. Yeah, obviously, and at the end of this, when the group has discussed this, that it would be then donated. The cost, all the work of it is coming from outside sources, private sources, fundraising. But then when that is done, it would basically, when it's completed, it would be turned over, donated to the village. It's on village property. And that would be then for to take care of it, you know, in the long term. So I think the ordinance, there's two parts to it. The actual steel column is a national artifact. It's actually on loan, very similar to like a museum piece. It's not being given to us, it's only for us to display. We provide the rest of the memorial. That's basically the ordinance. I think then as the group, we have to ask permission for the village board, as they said, is this something that you'd like to have in the town?
Just on the design issues, if you have questions or not, were there any other comments then from other members of the group?
We're just talking about design right now. Right?
Just, yeah, design questions.
I think it's well thought out. I do like all the concepts. From my prior career as a retired firefighter, it does mean a lot. I have been out to Ground Zero, the museum. If you haven't been there, you have to go. It's just amazing. Like the Pentagon, when I discussed earlier about the soil from Shanksville, I mean, there was a lot of thought gone into this. I like the concept, but I would like to hear. I have heard that there is some opposition to it. I personally haven't heard it, and I would look forward to hearing the opposition. And everybody has their reasons, and I'm open to them. I like the concept.
Others?
Just a quick question, I'm curious to say, how many of these beams are out there? Do you have any, I mean, not that, I'm not gonna go into a specific number, just again, a guess, I just out of curiosity say.
No, it's,
Okay.
Memorials, there's about 3 in the immediate area, shall we say.
Okay.
Naperville, Algonquin, things like that. They're much smaller in scale. The larger ones are out New Jersey, has 100 different memorial sites,
Okay.
ranging for small plaques. Some people have actually not have they don't have the piece, the actual relic or from the building itself. This is
Sure.
from one of
Right.
the collapsed towers. There's pictures attached in the handout. When it's in town, or there's some of the towns have actually just recreated either a granite monument or they rebuilt the towers, to, put them back. Because the Twin Towers out east were kind of a landmark, shall we say. Everyone kind of knew these towers. For myself, the guy who designed it actually gave up, that's Leslie Robertson, the engineer who designed these 2 towers, went through the whole process. The outer shell is where the steel was.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can imagine a building 100 stories high, there's quite a few. What turned it into scrap? So anyway.
I agree with Trustee Arnswald. Obviously a lot of thought went into this, the benches and the Pentagon shape to support and everything else. I like the design, but I also agree with, I would like to hear from the other side. There's people that have, no one's actually said anything to me either, but I've heard rumblings, whatever, so I would like to hear from those people as well.
A question, Mr. Schmidt. It's on loan, I see, until September 11th, 2030. Is there at any time an opportunity for the village to take that? I mean, to obtain it and own it?
My role in the group is actually the design side of it.
It's a question for Rudy.
And that's,
I didn't know if you knew something.
I would have to defer.
So Rudy can go through.
The
If there are
legalities
any other
and the-
design questions, then
No,
we'll
that's,
move on.
we'll save it for another time.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
and I echo the comments you've heard from the other trustees. I like the design as well. I thought there was something a while ago where it had to be encapsulated or protected from the elements or something like that. Is that not?
Yes, it has to be protected. but there are coatings for steel, that, like a polyurethane, it's probably, it's like a clear coat that doesn't damage the steel, right, then will protect it from the wear. So that's,
And that meets the criteria then?
that meets their criteria. We don't have to enclose a building or a shell or anything like that.
And another thing, since I was a member of this committee, I don't have any questions about design. It's more of a clarification point because it came up early in the discussions. Because that beam is almost 20 feet tall, and it's all metal, precautions are taken in terms of electrical discharge, lightning, right?
Yeah, they'll buried in the ground, there's a ground rod. The concrete base is actually, below ground.